So golf in Oconomowoc began through the efforts of one of our founders, and really the founder of golf in this area, and that was Henry Howie Shufeld. Shufeld owned the top distillery in Chicago, and in his business, he had two partners that were his brother-in-laws, and these were Egan boys. Now, he married Emmeline Egan, and so his brother-in-laws he brought into the business. At the time, they were late teens, early 20s, and they entered into what was then known as the rough and tumble liquor business in Chicago. This distillery was successful beyond all measure, and when Shufeld came to Oconomowoc, he brought with him a bug. He was bitten by the golf bug, and in his property on Lac La Belle, he built a golf course in 1895 as golf was beginning to become popular. And that golf course he built was makeshift, a couple thousand yards long, but they began to play golf here in Oconomowoc for the first time, and everyone joined in, and it was very successful. At the same time, his two nephews, Walter Egan and Chandler Egan, were watching. And when they saw what Uncle Henry had done with his golf course on his own property here in Oconomowoc, they began to play golf in their backyards. And through that inspiration, not only did it form the Country Club of Oconomowoc here the very next year in 1896, but by the late 1890s, his two young nephews were playing high-quality golf that by the early 1900s became championship golf. His nephew, Chandler Egan, found a way to win 2 U.S. amateur championships, along with Western amateur championships between himself and his cousin Walter, and went on to remarkably successful golfing careers and being inspired by Uncle Henry's backyard. It's that inspiration that brought them back here in 1906 to play in the Oconomowoc Open. And Chandler Egan won the amateur championship here in the Oconomowoc Open in 1906. Chandler came back here in 1910 for his honeymoon. No better place out of Chicago to come than to Oconomowoc when you're a new husband and wife at Uncle Henry's. And then Chandler went on to his own career in Oregon and, of course, helping to design Pebble Beach and other grand accomplishments. But it was all based on the inspiration of Uncle Henry and Uncle Henry's backyard.